guys, I'm going to start with integrals, and then after that, when I'm done with integrals, I'm gonna also do some of the questions with you. The one I think is question 3, the ones as I said. So let's begin with the integral. So we are going to integrate y equals to e to the power x multiplied by sine 3x. So how can we do that? Let's go to our board. Now we are going to integrate y, like I'm just going to write the equation. It's e to the power x, e to the power x sine e to the power x sine x sine what sine, oh no, I'm not writing properly. Let me just do something. Just give me a moment, because I have to finish fast with you guys this one. So let's proceed now. It's gonna be fine. It's going to be sine what sine 3x dx. So when you have sine 3x dx, what we are going to use here, we are going to use integral. We're going to use integral by parts. To integrate by parts, the formula says if you have, this is like a function, this is a function and this is a function, and we can name this function f and we can name this one g. So to integrate the integral by parts, the formula is f g prime equals to f g and then minus integral of f prime. F prime means dy over dx, don't forget that, f prime and g. So this is the formula, and g. So now when we use this formula, we are going to substitute our f. We can give it is going to be equals to, we can say equals to sine sine 3x. We're gonna say equals to sine 3x, and which means our g prime we're gonna choose e to the power x, because normally even if when you go to g, your g is going to be e to the power x, still e to the power x when you differentiate it. So now when we find f prime of this one is going to give us 3 cos 3x. Let me just erase it. Yeah, now it's working properly. This is what, when we integrate our f prime is going to be equals to 3 cos what? Cos 3x, and our g is going to still remain as e to the power x, our g of x. So now when we use this formula, that formula, our fg which is the same, our fg prime fg prime, which is exactly that, is going to be equals to, let me just say, now when we substitute that formula, our fg prime, or let me just write everything so that you don't get confused, our e to the power x sine 3x is going to be equals to, we follow this one is fg, we follow the formula which is fg. So our fg is going to be e to the power x sine 3x minus integral of f prime. Our f prime is 3 cos 3x multiplied by g, which is e to the power x. So now when you have this, we are left to solve this equation. So when we solve that one, when we solve this equation, I'm going to do it, I'm gonna erase, because my board I can't go up. Let me see if I can just make another one. Yes, I think I can. sorry for that. So let me just erase here. We're going to solve this equation now. So let's solve it and see what we're gonna get. So when we solve that equation, which is f equals to 3 equals something, we're still going to use the same method because it's integral by parts. So now what we're going to do, we are going to solve f of, it's going to be 3 outside, is e to the power x cos of 3x. So cos of 3x. So now when we solve this one, dx is still the same, is we still use the same method, the one for fg, as I showed you. So we're just gonna say f, we're gonna make our f equals to, our f is going to be equals to, we can even say 3, okay, we can put 3 outside, it's gonna be 3, this 3 is gonna come back, 3 cos 3x, and our g prime is going to be still equals to e to the power x. Then after that we're gonna differentiate. When you differentiate f prime equals to, is going to be negative 9 sine 3x, negative 9 sine 3x, and our g here is going to still be e to the power x. When you differentiate e, it's still the same. If it's e to the power x, it's remain the same. So now we're gonna plug from cos 3x from this one here. It's going to be equals to, you will plug exactly the same way. It's going to be this one, f multiplied by this one, which is going to be 3 cos 3x minus e to the power x minus, then it will be integral of negative f prime g. It's going to be negative 9 sine 3x e to the power x. So if you check now, we can take out negative 9, then the answer is going to be equals to, if we take it out, going to be equals to, let me just write it properly again, 3x e to the power x plus 9 integral of sine 3x e to the power x. Remember, there is dx, there is also dx. So now you can see that this one here, it is the same as the first one that we got when we got this one there. So when we take this other one, the other side, when we take this one, the other side, if we combine everything here, we are going to take this one, the other side is going to be negative. So when it becomes negative, we're gonna divide them. We're gonna divide everything by 9. It's going to be minus. So when it says minus, because it's already a minus, so it's going to be a minus. So when it becomes minus, we're going to divide everything by 9. So in other words, this one is going to go to the left hand side, is going to meet the one with this one, and then when they meet there, we go to have minus 9. So when we have minus 9, we're gonna end up having we're going to have minus 9. Remember, there is in brackets there, because when we substitute, this one is going to be negative, this one is going to end up being negative now. So after that, I'm gonna show you what I mean. So now when we take this one, it's going to be 10. This side we're going to have 10 sine 3x e to the power x, and then dx, which is equals to, when this is equals to, going to be equals to e x sine 3x sine 3x minus 3 e to the power x cos 3x. Then we divide everything by 10. When we divide everything by 10, our final answer is going to be equals to the integral of e to the power x sine of 3x is going to be equals to I'm just recopying e to the power x sine 3x minus 3 e to the power x cos 3x divide by 10, remember, plus c plus constant. So this is the final answer for what? For that question, for question 4.1. So that's the final answer. So it's very simple. Remember, you use integral by what? By parts. So if you are loving this video the way I'm teaching you guys, kindly subscribe to my channel, and then because I'm still going to upload more videos in a very good quality, and then you are going to get help with them, you're gonna enjoy them. So let's go to another one. So the second one is 4.1.2, y equals to e to the power 1 over 2 divide by what? Divide by x cubic. So when we deal with this one now, this one here is going to be more simpler. You just have to follow these simple instructions whereby it's, you just have to follow my instructions. There are too many ways we can deal with this kind of a problem. Sometimes I can use a logarithm. First, I can integrate using a logarithm depending on what? Depending on the expression, depending on the method that I'm willing to use. So let's begin with it now. Let's go to our board. Where is our board? Where is our board? We want our board. All right. So now I'm gonna clear everything. So the equation there that we have, we are going to do it. Is very simple question. Don't be surprised. So here we are going to use, in this one here, when we integrate, is e to the power 1 over x squared over x cubic. We are going to use a substitution rules. We are going to use a substitution. We are going to use a substitution. We're gonna let our u equals to, we have 1 over x squared here on top of x, and we also have that. We're gonna let our u equals to 1 over x squared. So when we let our u equals to 1 over x squared, then we can differentiate. We can find du over dx. So du over dx of this, we all know that is going to give us negative. It's going to give us negative 2x to the power negative 3, which you can write it as negative 2 over x cubic. So now when we have this, you can see that this is our du over dx. We can multiply everything by what? By dx. This equation here, by dx. When we multiply everything by dx, we're going to be left with du equals to what? Equals to negative 2 over x cubic. Let me just write x properly. X cubic dx. So now when we have this, we can multiply this equation by 1 over 2. We can multiply our du by 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. When we multiply our du by negative 1 over 2, this equation by negative 1 over 2, I mean we multiply by negative 1 over 2, even this side here we multiply by negative 1 over 2. This 2 is going to cancel with this one, negative and cancel. Then we're going to left with negative 1 over 2 du equals to 1 over x cubic dx. So you can see that this 1 over x cubic is this one, because here we have 1 over x cubic. If we can rewrite this properly, let me rewrite it properly for you so to see something. This is the same as integral of e to the power 1 over x cube squared dot 1 over x cubic dx. So you can see here there's dx. Remember, you can see this is the same as exactly this one. So which means instead of writing this here, we're going to write du like this way. So let me erase some parts as you have seen, so that we can work properly fast. So don't forget to subscribe, share this YouTube channel, and then share with your friends who are doing engineering, who are doing maths. So now when we substitute, we're going to be integral of e to the power 1 over 2. We know that is u. Remember, 1 over 2 equals to u. So now we are no longer going to use, we're going to use u to dot what, 1 over 3 dx. We know that equals to negative 1 over dot negative 1 over 2 du. So now when we simplify this, this is the same as negative 1 over 2 integral of e to the power u du. So e to the power u du, we know that this integral is going to be equals to negative 1 over 2 in brackets e to the power u, yes, which is e to the power u plus what, plus constant is gonna be plus constant. So if we substitute back what was it, if we substitute back here for u is 1 over 2. This is the same as negative e to the power, instead of u we're going to write 1 over x squared over 2 plus c. So let me rewrite this equation properly so you can see. So I'm gonna erase here. You can look, if you want to rewrite or copy properly, you can pause the video, then you copy. If you have any comment, kindly write your comment, ask the question, and I'm gonna respond it to you very fast. Let me erase here and write the integral of e to the power 1 over x squared over x cubic dx. We found that is equals to e equals to negative e to the power 1 over x squared over 2 plus c. So this is very simple. This is the answer of that integral. So let's go and look at the other integral that we have. So we have integral of this one for sine, for trigonometry. They are very simple and you just have to follow and do more examples based on them. So here we also use the substitution. We're going to be using also substitution method. It's a very nice one. It's a very nice one. So we're gonna use substitution for integral. So let's begin with it. Let's go to our board. What are we going to do now? What are we going to start with? Is very simple. So let me erase here. I'm going to change a pen. I want to write with a black now. So now we have an integral. We have an integral of cos 3x sine 3x dx. So we have to solve this. So now we're going to use a substitution. So we know that cos in mathematics squared x equals to 1 minus sine squared x dx. Sorry, not dx. It's just an expression, 1 minus sine cos squared x. So we can, instead, where we are writing cos, we can substitute cos squared x. Remember, yes, cos cubic x. So we can substitute this to write it. It's gonna be in terms of cos of x in brackets. We took 1 there, then we write 1 minus sine squared x dot, we have what, 1 minus sine squared x, and then remember, we're gonna say it's gonna be 1 minus sine squared x, And remember something, we also have sine cubic x. We also have sine cubic x. We also have a sine cubic x. Let me think about something before I go proceed, because I don't like showing you guys with a very hard things. I don't like that. So I prefer to use a very simple method. Okay, yes, it's gonna be here. We're gonna put sine cubic. That I was thinking if I will find a simple method, but this is the method that I'm going to show you with. It's gonna be sine. Why my pen? What's going on with my pen now? Okay, let's assume you can see. Okay, no. Sine cubic x. I'm trying to avoid that issue, but I'm gonna end up editing the videos and so that you don't hear it. Dx, remember? So now we can substitute here. We can let u equals to sine x. If we let u equals to sine of x, so which means our du over dx is going to be equals to what? Du over dx is going to be equals to cos x. Then, which means our du is going to be equals to cos x dx. So, do we have cos x dx here? Yes, we have cos x here and dx there. So now, when we can go to our what? We can go to our function. Then now we can substitute back. So when we substitute back for integral, it's going to be 1 minus u squared, and then u to the power 3 du u to the power 3 du. So now when we have done that, we can now solve this properly. It's very easy. Now you can see we can just say this is equals to integral of u. You multiply this one by u, it's going to be u cubic du plus is minus, sorry, this is minus here, minus, we multiply by this, you can put it as integral, you can separate them. This is minus here, don't forget, is u to the power what? U to the power 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. U to the power 5 du. So now we know that here you can just come and say integral of u to the power 5 is going to be, when we solve it, it's going to be, here is du, is going to be u to the power u to the power 4 over 4 plus minus minus u to the power 6 over 6. So this is the answer. So we can substitute back. When we substitute back, our u, remember, is cos. U is what? Is sine. So it's going to be sine 4x over 4 minus sine 6 over x, 6 here, over 6 plus c. So I'm gonna rewrite it properly for you to see it so that you don't have any issues. So when we rewrite it properly, let me rewrite it, let me erase there. So which means our integral of sine cubic x cos cubic x dx is going to be equals to, it's going to be equals to, I can still write here, it's going to be equals to sine to the power 4, sine to the power 4 over 4 minus sine the power 6x over 6 plus c plus constant. So that's the answer. So sometimes you can rewrite it like this way. If you are good with mathematics, you can work it out, but it's unnecessary. You can, if you get this answer, cos of a 6, cos of 6x over, okay, minus a 9 cos 2x over cos, yeah, minus 9 cos 2x over 192 plus c. So this is the same. This answer, they are the same. When you solve them, you will get it. So you can still, you can still factor here in this part here. You have 4 and 6. 4 and 6, you know that 12 is a denominator. It can be a lowest common multiple of 4 and 6. So that you can have also like 12 like this way. Then when you have a 12, your answer will be 2. 12 is gonna be 2 sine 6x minus 3 sine 4x plus c. So these are all the equivalent answers. They are the same answers. When you solve them, they give you, they are equal. They are equal. So one can have this answer, the other one can have this answer, the other one can have this answer, but at all they are the same answers. So this was 4.2.3 if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back and see. All right, we were doing 4.1.3. So now we are going to use for 4.1.4, we are going to use a quotient rule, because this is a quotient. So this is going to be the longest one. So I'm going to create only the video for quotient, for this question, showing it in a good way. I want to check my pen, what is wrong with my pen. So you can be watching this video, subscribe, share, and share everywhere in Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, in all the social media. Make people know me. My name is Master. I'm a mathematician. Thank you guys.